Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of July 2025. Just before we get into it, I want to talk about the fundraiser and the personal reading giveaway that we're doing. So if you would like to hear about that, stick around. Otherwise, there are timestamps down below to go to the pick a card reading. As many of you know, for almost a year now, we have been fundraising for Faris, an 18-year-old boy, and his family in Gaza. We are so close to raising $40,000 for them, which I am so grateful for and so proud that we were able to do that. I was matched with Faris through the aid initiative Project Love Brocade, which is based in my home country of Canada. Project Love Brocade is no longer taking on new fundraising initiatives, but I will link their social media down below in case you wanted to check out the work that they have done and how they verified their campaigns and things like that. The money that we've raised together has helped Faris and his family afford things like food, hygienic products, medicine, the cost of travel when they've been displaced, which has unfortunately happened multiple times. I often receive DMs and emails asking for an update on Faris and his family, but honestly, it's been a very long time since we've had a hopeful conversation, and we speak on a daily basis. Ultimately, our goal with this fundraiser was to provide funds so that the family may eventually leave Gaza to a safe place if that's what they need to do and rebuild their lives and still have hope for the future. Unfortunately, with the current situation, it is so hard to say when that is going to happen. Not only are people unable to leave Gaza at this time, but there's also very little aid coming in, nowhere near enough for the number of people who are trapped there. The last time I spoke to Faris, he told me that his baby brother, who is only a year old, had not had a diaper or milk in 2 days. So as we have been doing every month, we are going to be doing another personal reading giveaway this month to help raise funds for Faris and raise awareness about his campaign. I will be giving away one 30-minute personal video reading. So there's two different ways that you can enter. One is just sharing the link to the GoFundMe campaign on any platform that you use. The other one is donating to it. Both of those counts as one entry. If you do both, it's 2 entries, and you can of course share or donate several times for multiple entries. For this giveaway, any shares or donations made throughout the month of June will be accepted. So if you share or donate at any point from June 1st to June 30th, you are eligible to enter, and you can just send a screenshot of your share or donation as proof to kinopersonalreadings@gmail.com, and I will announce the winner on my Instagram story and notify them by email on July 1st. I want to say thank you so much for the support that you have shown so far, whether it's directly to the GoFundMe campaign or just sharing your words of support in the comments. It really does mean a lot. Just know that your support does make such a difference. I really hope that Faris knows that we care about him and we're not going to give up. And my heart goes out to everyone who is being affected by what's going on, no matter where you are in the world. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of July 2025. We are going to start off with a general overview of your month where we look at the main themes and the main energies coming up for you. We'll also look at any significant events or changes that are going to be coming your way. And then we're going to dive into specific areas of your life for predictions. So we're going to be looking at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth during the month of July. There are 3 groups to choose from today, and we are using a different tarot deck for each group. I'm going to try shuffling on camera, which I don't normally do for the monthly readings, but I felt called to today. And I have a different crystal heart on top of each to help you pick. I am going to show you a card from each deck as well so that you can get a feel for the artwork. When I brought out these decks, I happened to notice that 2 of them had the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. So that's the card that we're going with. I'm going to show you guys the 9 of Pentacles from each deck. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to the crystals, this back artwork that you see here, the front artwork. If you feel called to, you may want to scroll down to the pinned comment of this reading and check the timestamps for each group, as there may be a number that is particularly significant to you or just that is calling out to you. So there's a few different factors to help you pick, but without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number ones, we have this Trolleite heart and the Dream Vision Tarot. And here is your 9 of Pentacles. For my group number twos, we have this Fluorite heart and the Muse Tarot. And here is your 9 of Pentacles. And for my group number threes, we have this orange Calcite heart and the Alchemia Tarot. And here is your 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Trolleite and the Dream Vision Tarot, this is going to be your reading. Oh my gosh, speaking of dreams, I was just getting ready to tell you something that kind of freaked me out in a good way. And it's about a dream that I had last night. And then I just realized like the deck you chose is also called Dream Vision. So this is probably gonna be significant for my group number ones. Last night, I had a dream that I was filming a reading when all of a sudden a giant ant came out of nowhere and started like crawling all over my stuff. And in the dream, I remember being like, oh, this is kind of freaky. But just now, when I was about to start filming your group, there's a tiny little ant crawling on the tablecloth and he's very small and cute. And that's just insane to me that I dreamed about seeing an ant while filming a reading last night. And then the first group I'm filming today, an ant appears. 111 as I said that. Something about like the symbolism of ants could be significant. They are very strong. They can carry a lot. So it could be a sign of strength. It could be a sign of hard work and dedication. I do think there's definitely a message here for my group number ones that the things you are dreaming about are going to happen. So you could be having prophetic dreams right now, or as we get into the month of July, that will start happening. But I also want to highlight the fact that in my dream, the ant was big and scary, but in real life, it's small and cute. So some of you are having dreams where things are exaggerated, and when they happen in real life, they are not going to be as overwhelming. So just for one example of this energy, like let's say you had a dream that you got into a huge fight with a friend and that really troubled you. But then what actually ends up happening in real life is just that you get a chance to confront each other about something that's been bothering you or talk something out. So it's like the dream did show you that some conflict was going to be addressed, but maybe the dream version was a bit blown out of proportion. Like it's not going to happen in such a dramatic way in real life, if that makes sense. So there's nothing to worry about. It will actually be a positive and maybe even endearing experience in your waking life. Okay, that was super freaky. The synchronicities are crazy. Actually, let me check my spirit animal book and see if there's an ant. I feel like there should be. Yes, so ant is on page 36, and it says, it's time to get to work on that project that you've been thinking about and see it through to completion. Seek support from your closest friends and family rather than isolating yourself. Stay with it and trust that you'll succeed in accomplishing your dreams, or trust that something better will come your way. Be patient with yourself, those around you, and with any work projects in which you're involved. It does seem like you're going to be seeing something through to completion or recommitting to a project. And then while you're in the middle of working on that project, it leads to an even better opportunity. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to finish the original thing you set out to do. You could very well do both, but it's like what you were originally working on branches out and you have a newer and even more exciting opportunity to look forward to. Either after you finish this one, or you could just skip on ahead to the better thing if you want. But anyway, let's roll some dice. Let's do that. What's going on for my group number ones in the month of July 2025? We have Mercury in the sign of Aquarius in the 5th house. Okay, this looks to me like you are having fun and experimenting with different modes of creativity or different modes of self-expression. You could be trying some new activities or some hobbies that are unique or unconventional. I just heard the word obscure. So, for example, if you were taking up a sport in the month of July, it might not be something like soccer, swimming. It may be something weird that a lot of people haven't heard of before. You are enjoying creativity and leisure with new, unconventional, or obscure things. You could also be incorporating technology into a hobby of yours or into something you're working on that expands possibilities, makes it fun. I'm hearing learning curve as well. So when you first incorporate it, it could be a bit more difficult at first, but then once you get the hang of it, it's going to make the whole process a lot easier. Sorry, by the way, I feel like I'm moving around a lot in my chair, so maybe we have a lot of physical energy this month or some pent up energy. All right, let's get into your oracle cards. So these are the few pre-shuffled cards that we're going to look at for your general overview of the month, main themes, main energies. We are starting with Power of Choice. We have the African lionfish, number 41. Place your attention on gratitude. And we have Bamboo, number 2. Bend but don't break. The numbers 2, 41, 14, or 5 could be significant. I'm hearing do whatever you want. So in some way, I feel like a big theme of the month of July is this is a month where you remember you have free will and you can do whatever you want. And if something is bothering you or if something is not resonating with you anymore, you have the power to change it. I think especially this is going to be a month where you're very conscious of the fact that you can choose what you give your attention to and being a lot more deliberate with what you pay attention to. I feel like this is also a month where you're really going to feel the balance of co-creating with the universe. When you make a choice, you feel the universe responding to that choice with swiftness. So what I mean by that is when you make a change in your life, you see your life change around that choice. It's not like you're making changes and then nothing happens in the world around you. It's like the universe is saying, oh, I see you're doing this differently, so let me give you different experiences. It's quick. I'm snapping my fingers because it's quick. You very much feel this interaction happening between you and the universe. I feel like this month is going to be very fun once you have this epiphany of like, oh, I have free will and I can choose what I pay attention to. And the universe is watching and responding to me based on what I'm focused on and the choices that I make. We also have bamboo, bend but don't break. So another big theme of this month is also going to be striking the balance between getting clear about what you want while also being flexible to other things that the universe might have to offer you. An example that I'm seeing is like you are on a trip and you're going down the road and you're like, I'm clear that this is my destination, but if on the path there's some signs on the highway of other cool things to do, I'm open to check those out as well. You know, I'm not going to get such a strong tunnel vision on my goal that I don't entertain any other possibilities from the universe. So if I see a sign that there's a cool attraction over here, I might go check that out, and who knows, I might like this better. And I might delay my original path. I might cancel it altogether. Like, I'm open. I have an original idea of where I want to go, but I'm always open to that changing. I feel like that's a vibe you are in the month of July, or if you're in this mindset, it will be favorable. That's what I'm feeling with bamboo. I am also thinking about bamboo always, when I get a bamboo card, I always think about the fact that it grows very slowly when it's still underground, but then once it shoots up to the surface, it grows super, super fast. So you may have a manifestation that has been really built behind the scenes for a long time, and it's finally materializing in the 3D this month. And when it does, it's going to progress super quickly. Maybe that's what all this high energy, and I'm feeling like restless, but not in a bad way. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited to get moving. Let's look at some astro cards for you. We have the sign of Pisces, intimacy, intuition, and compassion. Very interesting that the whole first section of this reading, we were talking about dreams, and then we have Pisces. It is a very dreamy sign. And yeah, I really think that your dreams are things that you can ground. If you are having dreams that seem nonsensical, or like they would never happen in your waking life, see if you can imagine a version of that dream that's happening on a bit of a smaller scale. Like the ant example. It seemed like a nonsensical dream that there would be a giant ant in my reading, but it does seem likely, and did happen, that there would be a little one. So like, I don't know if you can apply that to your situation somehow, of like, whatever I dreamed about, can I imagine it happening on a smaller scale? Because your dreams might be blowing it up just to get your attention. You know, if I had a dream about a tiny ant, I probably wouldn't even think about it. The fact that it was big made it stand out to me. So the universe could be taking something you're manifesting and like blowing it up so that you actually take notice and pay attention to it. So I don't know, like if money's coming in, maybe you have a dream that it starts raining money, or like you open the door to your bedroom and you get hit with an avalanche of money. Like, obviously that's not gonna happen. Well, I don't know, never say never. But if you shrink that into something smaller and more 3D-esque, okay, maybe I'm getting a little bit of money. So your dreams are trying to tell you something. We also have companionship. Oh, those are beautiful together. Intimacy, intuition, compassion, and companionship. So this month there is an opportunity for you to really enjoy your relationships. I'm hearing that you can be exploring intimacy in a lighthearted way, in a way that doesn't feel heavy or scary. Friendships could be very significant during the month of July. I do feel like you're enjoying both serious committed relationships as well as more casual acquaintance-like relationships. I think you're just enjoying socializing and being around people in general. I think that's something that can really lift your mood, and you could be making some beneficial connections for your goals during the month of July. You could have a Libra moon or a Pisces moon. You could be a Virgo rising or an Aries rising or a Libra rising. You could have moon in the 7th house or the 12th house. Or, yeah, okay. I want to check because we do have moon in Libra here. So let's see when the moon is going to be in Libra during the month of July, because those dates could be important for you. Oh, it's right at the beginning. So from the 2nd could be the 1st for you if you're in the Western Hemisphere. So let's say from the 1st to the 4th, the first 4 days of July could be significant for you, especially in relationships. It's interesting because those are the last few days that Venus is in the sign of Taurus. Okay, by the way, all the astrological placements I just named, you obviously don't have to be those, but that could be confirmation for some of you. We have dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. There could also be a man who has integrated his shadow, or a man who helps you integrate your shadow. A man with a beard or a man bun could be significant, or with long hair, if I just look at this image. Woo! Okay, so this card came out and knocked the die over, and now it says Gemini. Maybe this man is a Gemini or an air sign. We have broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. And this just fell out from the bottom. Unsettled times, need to plan ahead. So something, it seems like some plans are falling through. Maybe, I don't know if this involves the man or not. Like if you made plans with a man and the plans are falling through and you need to revise those plans, or these could be two separate messages. Like this could just be telling you this man is significant, and then also some plans are not turning out in the way that you had hoped. So interesting that we have broken wishbone, but then we have bend but don't break. So something might seem to be broken, but it's actually just being modified. Your wish is still coming through, but maybe in a different way than you originally expected, or under different circumstances, because the universe is asking you to be flexible. Okay, so be open to the different ways that the universe might be bringing in your wish. And I would say, don't make your future plans rigid, like under the assumption, how do I say this? Under the assumption that it's gonna turn out one way. Don't, make sure that you're not assuming what route you're going to take, and prepare for the possibility of other routes. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we're gonna get into the tarot deck that you chose and look at the specific areas of your life. We are going to get a card for your love life and relationships. We have the Four of Pentacles. A card for your career and studies. The Hanged Man. And a card for your spiritual and personal growth. The Two of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and get our oracle cards for these as well. An oracle card for your love life and relationships. Justice. An oracle card for the Hanged Man. Forgiveness. And an oracle card for your spiritual and personal growth. Strength. Okay, so we are going to start with the messages for your love life and relationships, and we have the Four of Pentacles and Justice. This definitely gives the feeling of stability, balance, and commitment. There is a specific message coming through, and I don't know if it's for everybody. Maybe it's just for a few people, but there's this message that a connection can be mended. So maybe that's for those of you who are in a conflict with someone, or you're in some sort of separation period, and I want you to know that there is potential to rebuild this relationship and have a meaningful reconciliation. For those of you who are exploring new connections, I want to tell you that there is great potential for those new connections to become a consistent part of your life and be long-lasting and turn into something serious. I genuinely do get the feeling that anyone you're surrounded with during this month has good intentions for you, and you have the potential to build something really meaningful with them. I just heard like anyone who wouldn't have good intentions for you, you won't interact. It's like you don't even exist on the same frequency. That's exactly how I heard it. Maybe that specific wording means something to someone, but it's like, yeah, you're not even on the same timeline. You're not even on the same frequency. You could be gaining a lot of clarity about one particular connection or multiple connections in your life. There's a feeling of this deep realization of why someone is in your life, like what you are supposed to learn from each other, what you are meant to do together. I'm hearing certain details of your soul contracts could be revealed to you at this time, or certain aspects could be materializing in the 3D. There's a sense with the Four of Pentacles of I'm not going anywhere, like I've got you. It's a very sturdy card. You can see this person holding on to their coins. So you're not going to be, I want to say you're not going to be abandoned. You're not going to be forgotten. 2222 as I'm saying that. Whoever's in your life, it seems like you are holding on to each other tightly. And the relationships that you're cultivating right now, they're fair, they're equal. There's equal give and take. There's a balanced exchange of energy. With Justice here, maybe this interpretation is just for a few of you, but someone could be coming forward and setting the record straight with you, clearing the air, owning up to past mistakes, or giving you some kind of apology or explanation, or making something up to you. Like someone could be coming forward to restore justice. But this is happening after some initial intense emotions have worn off, and this is for the best. So if you resonate with this message, I do believe that their coming forward is happening in divine timing, because some like intense emotions, it was better for them to subside before they came towards you, whether that was their intense emotions or your intense emotions, or both of you. This is a month where you are going to be treated fairly. Your efforts and the quality of your work is also going to be judged fairly. For some reason, I'm imagining like getting a grade on your essay and like that grade is fair. It's a direct reflection of the effort you put in. Yeah, this is going to be a month where people reward your efforts with fairness and with accuracy. So that's something to keep in mind. It means people are not going to be like unfairly criticizing your work or discrediting you, but also they're not going to be giving you empty flatteries or like hyping you up just because, if that makes sense. Moving on to the messages about your career and studies, we have the Hanged Man and we have forgiveness. So there's something about a stagnation that is happening either in your academic journey, your professional journey, or your financial, how do I say that? Financial manifestation journey, your journey of manifesting abundance. There's some kind of stagnation or some kind of blockage. And I think this is going to be different for everyone, but I think in the month of July, it will become clear that what has been holding you back is the need to forgive somebody. It could be yourself, it could be someone else, but there's some emotional burden that you're holding on to that has maybe been subconsciously stalling you for moving ahead in your career, moving on to greater things, advancing on your path, manifesting the abundance that you want. The Hanged Man is quote unquote stuck, like he's not moving, but he does have clarity about why it's happening. And I feel like just the knowledge makes things a lot less frustrating. If you know, delays can be quite frustrating, but if you know what's causing it, it gives you some sense of control and it gives you some sense of ease rather than being left in the dark. So I feel like this is a month of anything that was holding you back in manifesting more money, getting bigger opportunities, getting job offers, excelling in your studies or moving forward in your studies. Like anything that was holding you back there is going to no longer be a mystery. And like I said, I feel like this could be different for different people. If you know what this is referring to and you feel called to share it, feel free to comment. But it's like once you forgive yourself for something that transpired in the past, or forgiveness could even be like forgiving yourself for wanting what you want. Because sometimes we can have feelings of guilt and shame surrounding our ambitions and desires, especially especially worldly ones, especially when it comes to money, power, success, popularity, recognition. We can feel a bit of guilt or shame surrounding those things, but maybe not especially. We can also feel guilt in our like emotional desires too, like matters of the heart. But anyway, once you forgive yourself for your past or release feelings of shame for what you want, then the blockages will be removed. So if you have been feeling like things are stalling or things are stagnant in your career path, like you should be advancing more, this is really validating that. Like, yes, you should. You should be advancing more. You should be getting greater opportunities, and there is a way forward. And it's forgiveness, or it's like radical acceptance of your path and what you truly desire. Finally, we have your messages for spiritual and personal growth, and we have the Two of Pentacles and Strength. I believe that this Strength person is holding 2 lion cubs, which is interesting because this person is holding 2 coins. We have 2 things to take care of. Some of you could literally have 2 babies, 2 children, 2 animals, 2 projects. there's like two things, and it could be more than two, but it's just interesting that both of these have two. Some of you could be having to, like, for example, simultaneously take care of your children and take care of your parents, or go to school and also go and make money. Like, there's two main things that I think you're figuring out how to juggle them and figuring out how to balance them. An idea that comes to me a lot when strength appears for our spiritual and personal growth is like, obviously you're exhibiting a lot of strength by taking on multiple responsibilities, and obviously you're capable of it and you're doing an amazing job. But when we are exerting a lot of strength, we need to be careful. Like, how do I say this? For something that comes up a lot in readings, I sure haven't gotten great at putting it into words. Like, is there an end to this strength? I feel like our strength is a tool that we can use for a period of time to get us where we want to go. But it's not a state that we should be perpetually in. Like, yes, this particular period of my life required a bit more strength, so I used my tool, that is strength, and I got the job done, and now I can put the tool down. Versus constantly being in a state of having to be emotionally strong to the point that it could almost become your identity. I'm imagining a person constantly being told, you're so strong, like, how do you do it? You're so strong. And the person's like, I don't want to be doing this. Like, I don't want to have to be strong. I'm not some superhero. I'm a human. Like, this is just what I have to go through. And it's weird because, like, it's meant to be a compliment, right? Or it's meant to be a word of encouragement, but it may not always feel great because it's just like a reminder of the reality. Like, yes, my reality is making me strong. I'm aware of that. If you had to carry these heavy burdens all the time, you would probably get strong too. So I think there's this message of like, do I see an end? Do I see the point where I'm able to put the tool down, the tool of strength down, and be like, thank you, strength. You helped me get through this time. See you later when I need you again, but I don't need you right now, because default life shouldn't require you to be strong. Like, bodybuilders have strong muscles. Day-to-day life does not require them to use those muscles all the time. And if it did, that would be super alarming. Yes, there are certain times where it will very much come in handy. So I think there's some reflections here of like, do I see an end to this period where I have to be strong? And if not, what needs to change? Because like, I got to put something down eventually, or these need to become easier, or I need to get some help, or they need to become less busy or demanding eventually. If they're not going to do that, like, what changes do I need to make to ultimately exit this situation at some point? Am I identifying with my strength? Am I like making it my personality, or does that have to be my personality to get through my day-to-day? Or do I feel like I'm using my strength with intention and it's serving me? Because it is a tool at your disposal that can really, really help you. It's a wonderful trait to have, but you should have the power of choice of when you want to push yourself, when you want to go the extra mile. It should not be expected of you, and it certainly should not be demanded of you. Yes. So maybe we just have a bit much going on. And it's not that you can't handle it, but it also can't go on forever. So maybe we need some help, or I don't know the nature of what you're carrying here. Like, it might sound weird for me to say like, oh, just get rid of one of these. Like, maybe it's not that kind of thing. But maybe it is. So I think in terms of our spiritual and personal growth, we're thinking about how to lighten our load. And I'm hearing like, I deserve a life of ease, you know? Maybe for some of you, I think this is just for some of you, but this blockage that you may be experiencing in your career ambitions, in your abundance manifestations, could be because like there's guilt surrounding lightening your load, guilt surrounding removing one of your responsibilities. And so it just always keeps you busy and drained. And then that keeps you unable to commit more to your desired career or study path. Just for some of you. But I think somehow these could be related for some of you, because it's like there is feelings of release here. Releasing burdens, releasing shame. Out of your 3 tarot cards, 2 of them are Capricorn energy. And I'm just thinking about how the full moon we have this month is going to be in the sign of Capricorn. So for you, the energy of this full moon could be about releasing some responsibilities, releasing some burdens. You can utilize the energy of the full moon for that if you resonate with that. Is there anything else? I think those are all the messages for my group number 1s. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick a card readings. You can watch some of the extendeds from our YouTube readings, or you can watch both. So that's going to be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to everyone who appeared in this reading, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Fluorite and the Muse Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about your month of July 2025. I just have to say, the synchronicities have been crazy today. The syncs are syncing. Just when I was doing group number 1, I started off their reading talking about synchronicity that happened to me before I started filming their reading, and I'm about to do the same for you. So in group number 1's reading, shout out by the way if you came here from group number 1, I was saying something like, I was talking about dreams. And I said, so for example, like if you had a dream that it's raining money, or like if you had a dream that money is coming flooding out of your bedroom, like obviously it's not going to literally happen that way, but maybe it's a sign that you're manifesting money. I was saying something like this, okay? I finished the reading and I'm watching an astrology video, and the astrologer is talking about zodiac signs that are going to see money coming in. And he says, it's not like you're just going to turn on your faucet and money's going to start pouring out. Why are we using the same verbiage right after I finished talking like that to group number 1? So I had to mention that synchronicity to you, and that may be a message for you. My group number 2s could be seeing some money coming in the month of July, and you could be exploring new ways to make money and showing yourself what's possible in terms of the ease with which this money can come in. It may take some time to get flowing, but once it does, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised is an understatement I just heard. So some of you could be quite excited if you give it a little bit of time. how much money can flow in and how easy it is compared to some previous streams of income that you had once had. 222 as I'm saying that. Okay? A new way of making money that is easier than what you previously did. Claim that. Feel free to claim that. All right. Let's get into your reading, shall we? So I'm just going to roll some dice. We have, oh my gosh, why is this my placement? The sun in Aries in the 12th house. Okay, shout out, by the way, if you have this exact placement too, twinsies. But this seems like a month where you are going to be celebrating yourself, embracing your individuality and what makes you unique, being very creative and expressive, but you may at this point still be doing so behind the scenes. Some of you may not feel ready to reveal this fire to the world just yet. I don't know, something about the 12th house here, there's a feeling of it happening behind closed doors. Energetically, it's very much giving the feeling of someone who is dancing around in their room, like, you know, singing their heart out, singing into their hairbrush, posing in the mirror. So it's like, you're expressing yourself, you're feeling yourself, you're enjoying your own company, you have high energy, you're passionate, you're having fun, but it's not necessarily a performance for everyone to see. Maybe it's just for you. Maybe you are going to share what you're doing with the world eventually, but it just doesn't feel like it's time yet. For some of you, you could be broadcasting yourself or broadcasting what you're doing to the world from a private place or from a remote place. I guess kind of like this. I'm alone right now. I'm alone in my house. I'm in my little room, but this will reach many people. So you may get to access many people and be visible to many people while remaining in a comfortable and private place, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at your oracle cards to see your general overview of the month, the main themes and the main energies. We are starting with Flying Gurnard with the number 31, July 31st. Could be a significant date. I believe that's actually the day that Venus will enter Cancer. That could be significant for someone. Or just the end of the month could be a significant time. Emotions are running high. Ask yourself if it is worth it. This could be a message in general throughout the month to avoid making decisions when you are feeling particularly emotional, or to avoid making decisions in the heat of the moment. We are going to have Mercury retrograding in the second half of the month, so that's definitely a time where you want to think very carefully, think and rethink again. Decisions that you're making, you're not going to want to do things impulsively, make new decisions just based off of the heat of the moment or the emotions of the moment. You want to make sure that you're carefully thinking things through. For those of you who are thinking of publishing or releasing something, you may want to proofread it or revise it one more time, or just ask yourself, is this the best timing to put this out? And I'm not saying that like now was an inappropriate time to put it out, but just that maybe a later date would be more beneficial. Maybe it would be more lucrative. Maybe it would be more relevant. Maybe it would feel less forced. There's this feeling of like, is now the best time? Like, am I making the decision to do this now because now is actually the best time? Or is it because I'm getting a bit impatient? Is it because I'm doing something impulsive? That's something to think about. We also have Roots, focus on foundation. And we have the number 21 on this card, which is reminding me of the World card. Again, it seems like the end of the month is going to be significant for you, like with the numbers 21 and 31 here. I can't remember, did I literally just say this or not? But the number 21 is the number of the world. And we have this card that's about putting your roots somewhere and establishing your foundation. So this could be a message for some of you that you are settling into a new living situation, or you're finally feeling settled in your current living situation. I just heard like some of you could be finally unpacking those last boxes after a move and finally feeling like, okay, my new home is set up the way I want it to be, or I finally went to the city hall and finished the procedure of like changing my address. Like you finally settled the last things that makes your living situation official. You finally got the last of your mail redirected to the new address or something like that. Okay, and all this talk about moving, that could be a sign for some of you that there is an upcoming move. For those of you who are wanting to relocate to another city or another part of the world, that could be something that is heavily in your focus during this month as well. And with that in mind, for those of you who do want to move or relocate, I guess that would be something to think through as well, and not just like, I want to get out of here, so I'm going to impulsively move to this place. From our astrology cards, we have House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. And we have 11 again, so Miss 1111 showing up. All the numbers here end in 1, 11, 21, 31. That would be cool if some of you are having a birthday this month that ends in 1. Like maybe you're turning 31, maybe you're turning 21. Happy birthday, by the way, if you have a birthday in July. But yeah, we have 2 11 cards coming out here, and we have 2 Aquarian cards coming out here. You could have Aquarius placements. There could be a significant Aquarius in your life, or you will be surrounded by Aquarians in the month of July. It could also be, if you are familiar with your birth chart, there could be something significant happening in your 11th house during the month of July. But I think a big focus for you this month is like where you want to put your roots and where you want to build your community. And with this idealism, what is coming to me right away is this idea of giving yourself permission to believe that your ideal situation could be possible, especially when it comes to like your house, your home, the city you live in, the neighborhood you live in, the type of community that you're a part of. Some of you may have this feeling of like, oh, the perfect living situation doesn't exist for me. The perfect place of belonging, the perfect community doesn't exist for me. But what if it does? Or what if something exists that is pretty damn close? I do feel like you're manifesting a beautiful community this month, or you're going to feel more integrated in your community. I see you surrounded in a group of friends or collaborators who believe that a better world is possible. I also heard challenging the system. So, for example, let's just say you're a musician and you're in a community of musicians. Rather than the people around you just being like, how do I find success in the current framework? Maybe you have people around you who are reimagining what a new framework for music or the music industry could look like, you know, kind of visionary vibes. They're not just here to like play by the rules of the current model of the current industry and figure out how to work the game. They're like, what if we envision a whole new game? What if we envision a whole new system and whole new rules because these ones aren't working for us? Okay, like kind of disruptive. There's a bit of a rebellious and like innovative energy with Aquarius, but at the root of that is idealism and optimism, because you have to have some kind of hope that a better world is possible if you're going to start disrupting the current one, right? You're not just doing it willy-nilly, hopefully. So yeah, I see you surrounded by people this month who feed into your belief that a better world is possible, that your ideal living situation is possible. that perhaps the industry you're in or that you want to be in, improving, being more fulfilling, being more equitable, having more opportunities, believing that all of that is possible. People around you are directly influencing you to become more optimistic, which I love. I love to see it. And probably opening your mind as well. I almost forgot the tea leaf cards. You know what's interesting? We have this Aquarius and 11, and the moon's probably going to be in Aquarius around that day, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. July. Okay, on the 12th. But actually, if you're in the Western Hemisphere, the moon could be in Aquarius on the 11th, because you would be a day behind. But anyway, let's get into your tea leaf cards and see what else is coming your way this month. Mountain. I was kind of wondering about this mountain on the card. Major challenge to overcome. Okay, there may be a challenge for you that you can't overcome on your own, or you don't need to overcome on your own. But with your friends and with your community, it becomes easier. Both of these, actually, there's a lot of imagery of flying here. You have the flying gurnard, whatever, I guess it's a flying fish. And then you have the birds here, and then you have this Aquarius angel flying over the people. So there's a mountain and you are flying over it with the power, I'm about to say something cheesy, with the power of friendship and with the power of community, you're flying over this obstacle. You are reaching a target, so you could be hitting a goal in the month of July. This could also be confirmation that you are exactly on the right path and you are exactly where you need to be. And the universe is going to be giving you a lot of confirmation of that if it isn't already. This card says a goal-oriented person. So I feel like that's the type of person you are and the type of person you will be around this month. So definitely a lot of positive influences around you when it comes to your social circle, people who really lift you up. And we have mice, discord among friends or family. What I'm immediately thinking of when I see this card is that the mice are running in different directions. Like, they're not on the same page. And there seems to be, there's two kinds of animals here. There's flying animals and non-flying animals. And I feel like flying animals represent the people who believe in solutions, and the non-flying animals represent people who just succumb to problems and say like, oh, well, this problem is here and there's nothing I can do about that. So I might as well just, accept it. The flying animals are like, well, what if there's a way over the mountain? So some of you, feel free to claim or not claim this message. It could be something you're already experiencing. Some of you could have certain friends or family members who don't really agree or support your philosophy that like there is a solution. I'm hearing like, oh, it's just too complicated. Like we could never figure it out. And it's like kind of, the word lazy came to my mind, but I don't really feel good saying that. Like but maybe like, oh, it would just be too complicated to try to figure out a solution to this problem. And they're saying that, but yet they've never actually tried. It's just a convenient way to not try is kind of how it's coming through. So you may notice a bit of a gap between you and some friends or family in terms of like your levels of optimism or your willingness to try. And I don't think it's like try to solve a problem in your relationship. I think it's like in the world at large. There's another energy around you that's like, well, I could never solve the problem, so why bother even trying? It's like,
well, I'm never gonna solve climate change by myself, so I might as well just like throw shit in the ocean. Like there's that kind of vibe coming out, and I feel like you're not vibing with that type of person, so you might feel a little bit of discord there. Okay. This concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we're gonna get into the specific areas of your life now. By the way, the letter M could be significant, like someone's initials, the name of a place. Okay, so let's get a card for your love life and relationships in the month of July. Ooh, we have the Ace of Inspiration, which is the Ace of Wands. Beautiful, I like it. Your card for your career and studies, my ears are ringing. The Two of Voices, which is the Two of Swords. That's super interesting in this deck. Swords are voices, and I just heard my ears ringing. So sound, your career could be related to sound. I know that's super vague. Or you could have clairaudience. Some of you could be in a desert or going to a desert, just looking at the cactus and like the hot sun. 1919 on the timer, as I say, hot sun, and 19 is the number of the sun. So yeah, I mean, it could just be very hot where you are. It could be a hot or dry season. You could be going somewhere hot or sunny. For your spiritual and personal growth, we have two cards coming out at the same time, which are the Ten of Wands and the Three of Swords. Okay, some of us are feeling a bit overwhelmed. We will get into it, but let's get some oracle cards for these energies as well. Yeah, there's a lot of like desert-like imagery here on these cards, and then even this kind of dry grass. I don't know. There's like a dry desert, hot, that kind of vibe going on. Let's get an oracle card for your love life and relationships. Ooh, we have talent. This is looking very nice. An oracle card for your... Gee. Spirit guides, what can you tell me about my career? Thank you so much. 2121, as I held up this card, and we also had the number 21 here with roots, focus on foundation, so we'll get into that. And an oracle card for your spiritual and personal growth. Ooh, it almost fell on the floor, but I caught it. Well-being, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so starting off with your love life and relationships, we have the Ace of Inspiration and we have talent. Something that I'm thinking of is, I'm thinking of when I do relationship readings and I do like the energy check, the you versus them. I usually put you, like the, oh, 2222, hello, as I'm talking about relationships. I usually put your energy on this side and the other person's energy on this side. So when I see these two people who are moving this way, my brain just thinks, oh, your person coming towards you. So in the month of July, there could be a specific person who is approaching you, making a move towards you, or you are having a lot of people approach you because a lot of people are attracted to you or drawn to you. Your talent could be something that is really standing out to people this month. So you may have an opportunity to showcase your talent, which is interesting because the reading started with a message about you kind of enjoying your talents by yourself. But maybe this is the month where you like come out of your shell or you share something you've been working on. But either way, your talent is getting noticed and it's impressing someone or it's impressing multiple people. And that's the thing that will make someone or make people want to approach you. I'm not surprised to see this energy because we just spent a lot of the last part of the reading talking about all the amazing people that are going to be surrounding you. And this Ace of Inspiration or Ace of Wands further confirms to me that the people around you are really, really going to inspire you. In fact, if there are already specific people that you have in mind who are like your biggest inspirations, you could be interacting with them or be hanging out with them or working with them during the month of July. Definitely your talents are being recognized. And I think you're also surrounded by very talented people. It seems like some seeds are being planted for collaboration. And I'm taking note of the fact that I didn't say you are collaborating in July. It's more like the seeds are being planted. So you could be meeting someone or reconnecting with someone and kind of talking about what you want to make together. But I feel like a lot of your relationships and social scene in the month of July is about like exploring your talents, expressing yourself creatively, discussing potential collaborations. What did I say? Being inspired by each other. Yeah, this is the vibe. And we also have, I want to talk about this because this looks like someone receiving a download. And the Ace of Wands does sometimes make me think like you're channeling something from the divine. So what does this mean? It's like you're speaking words to someone that are more meaningful than you might realize. Your creation, your creativity is sacred. It's channeling, even if it's not obvious. People could also be channeling from the divine to you without realizing that that's what they're doing. So like spirit might talk to you through people. Your spirit guides might talk to you through people. People could be sharing words with you that hit really hard and that impact you in a really meaningful way. So I don't think this is a month to isolate yourself. You know, sometimes I'll say like, you're going to enjoy alone time this month and you should be in solitude and reflecting. And well, not like you should. I can't tell you what to do, but I do feel like this is a month where you're going to want to be interacting with people because Spirit's going to bring you messages through other people. The way you feel around them is part of the message. The wording that they choose to deliver, it is part of the message. The setting you're in is part of the message. What's going on around you when they say it is part of the message. Spirit has to really construct the scene. So I think this is going to be a month where you're more out and talking to people. You could be meeting a lot of new people as well, because Ace is like new beginnings. And there is sort of a feeling of a new social circle forming. You could be forming a strong community with new faces, but also with some people you are reconnecting with that haven't really been an active character in your life for the past while, but they're making a reemergence. And you're making plans together. It's like you're not executing the plans yet, but you're making plans together. And all these little synchronicities that you experience with each other just further prove to you like, oh, we're meant to do something together. We're meant to make something together. This is very exciting. Okay, next we have your messages for your career and studies. We got a very literal message about career. Maybe this is a sign that your guides are going to be, no, it's your higher self. Your higher self is going to be speaking to you very clearly. I'm hearing it's not a matter of like, can you hear them or not? It's, are you willing to listen or not? I heard you know damn well, which is like kind of harsh wording, but your higher self being like, you know damn well what I'm telling you. Like, you know what path I want. I'm not going to force you to take that path. I'm not going to force you to make that choice, but I have made myself clear. Like, I've told you what I want. Two of Swords means you're at some kind of fork in the road, especially in this deck. We see the person walking down the path. You're going through some transition and you have to choose path A or path B with regards to your career. Your higher self seems to be saying they've made it clear what they want to do. And again, I'm hearing like, I'm not going to force you, but don't act like you don't know what I want. It's like, I don't know, maybe there's, because the Two of Swords can have a bit of like an avoidance energy to it. So there is this feeling of someone being like, I just don't know what I should do. And then their higher self saying, well, I really feel called to this path over here. And then the person going, but I just don't know what I should do. And it's like, well, I just told you. Are you not satisfied with my answer? Or do you not believe me? Like, what is it? Because I think you know what I want to do deep down. If we are being real. Yeah, and that is a pretty straightforward message. I do want to point out as well the birds in the sky. Once again, flying over a mountain. So I think this is a matter of you knowing the path you want to take, but maybe a part of you not believing that you would be able to overcome whatever mountains would lie ahead. I know this is the path that I want, but there's a part of me that thinks it's very difficult. And when I inevitably come up to a mountain on that path, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it over that mountain. And your higher self says, yes, but you're not alone. Like, trust me. You don't know the amazing people you're going to meet along the way who have been up the mountain before. You never know. Maybe you don't have to know it yet. Maybe you'll know your way up the mountain once you get there. Maybe the person or people with you know the way up. Maybe when you put your heads together, it's not so hard to figure it out. Maybe you meet someone who's much stronger and can piggyback you up the mountain. You just have to believe that your higher self, I'm speaking as your higher self right now, that I will be your trusty, accurate guide. Why is this making me emotional? Like, you just have to trust me. And you have to trust that the universe is gonna provide for you. Me and the universe, you know, we're pretty tight. I can pull some strings for you. Yeah. What path would you choose if there were no mountains? What path would you choose if you knew your ability to overcome the mountain was assured? That's what your higher self truly wants. There's also this common theme of trees. Here we see the roots of the tree, the foundation, and here we see a ladder climbing up the tree. Some of you want to climb up this tree, but maybe are not trusting in the roots. So this could be, maybe this is just for some of you, but there could be some doubts in the raw material. For example, I want to be a writer, but I have some doubts about my writing material, or I have some doubts about my skill level. Which, don't get me wrong, it's good to be in this mindset of it's never perfect and I can always do better. But there's a difference between that and like, I'm not good enough. Nobody's perfect, but you don't have to worry about that. Like, this is also just for a few of you, but the fact that you're even questioning if you're good enough is kind of a good sign. And maybe there's some people who really don't know what they're doing but never question themselves. I don't know, maybe in your particular field, and never like strive to get better. The fact that you're even concerned about that and striving to get better is a really good sign. But yeah, maybe I already mentioned it in your reading at one point. 3333 by the way. But Mercury is going to be retrograde in the second half of July, like from the 15th onwards, if I remember correctly. And that could cause us to doubt ourselves a little bit and feel a little bit apprehensive about taking up space. Maybe for some of you, there's this energy going on where when you're alone, you're like super confident. But then as soon as you're in front of people, all of that confidence goes away. So, earlier in the reading, we were talking about that example of someone singing their heart out in their bedroom. Maybe when this person is alone in their bedroom, they're like, wow, I'm a good singer. My voice is good. Do you hear me right now? My voice is so good. And then when they go to sing in front of people, they're like, oh, I'm not that good of a singer though. Like my voice isn't that good. Don't listen to me. It's not that good. Where did all that confidence go that you had when you were alone? Like there could be something going on about being hyper aware of eyes on you, or the number of eyes on you actually affecting how much you believe in what you do. But that's a muscle that can be worked, That's a discomfort that can be moved through. I just heard you are not doomed. Someone needed to hear that. Okay. Finally, we have the messages for your spiritual and personal growth. We had 2 tarot cards come out, the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords. So this is interesting too. This is someone kind of shutting themselves out. It looks like they just shut the door behind them and shut themselves out because they're overwhelmed. There could be, I feel like this is kind of a continuation of this message, but there's a path that deep down you want to take, but you're afraid of it becoming overwhelming, or you already are overwhelmed. And so you kind of shut it down before you even start, or before you even give it a really good try. Some of you could also be, as a separate message, working very hard to keep your mind preoccupied. So, filling every minute of your schedule with some tasks to do, with some responsibilities to think about, to avoid processing some pain, or to avoid being alone with your thoughts. Because we do have well-being here, and in general, there is a sort of well-being warning in the 10 of Wands. Like if you keep up what you're doing at this rate, it could lead to burnout. Your body could feel the repercussions, and it's important to take some rest. Like that's the meaning of the 10 of Wands on its own. So some of you could resonate with that message as well. But paired with the 3 of Swords, I feel like it adds this context of why are we doing this in the first place? And I kind of talked about this in group number 1 as well, that pushing yourself hard and going the extra mile can be very fulfilling when it's temporary and when there's a clear goal and when it's for you or for someone you love. But when it becomes your constant day-to-day and there's no clear aim to like, why are we pushing ourselves this much? Like, or has this just become our perpetual state? Then we gotta hit the brakes and reevaluate. Okay, you have a similar message to group 1 in that regard. I think you are someone who's very capable of pushing yourself hard and going the extra mile to reach specific goals. But some of you may be leaning more towards like perpetually being in a state of overwhelm and burnout and having a lot on your plate, perhaps without a clear end in sight or a clear end goal. So the exertion becomes less of a tool that you're using for like temporarily and more of an existential state, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like maybe I said it better in group 1, but hopefully what I'm trying to say is coming through. I feel like in your spiritual and personal growth this month in July, there's this feeling of, why am I really doing this? What am I really working for? It's the hamster in the wheel being like, what am I running towards? Why am I even running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Remember that Vine? Those were the good old days. Yeah, but you're like the hamster in the wheel. It's like, why am I running? Like, what am I running towards? Or am I just addicted in a twisted way to the exertion of it all and feeling like I'm doing something meaningful, feeling like I'm busy? I think you're putting your busyness into question and realizing that maybe the meaning behind it is not for some worldly goal, but more for an emotional reason. There's some wound that we're distracting from by being really busy. I did just hear feelings of inadequacy. Feel free to claim or not claim that. But that could be for some of you. Like, as long as I keep busy, I'll feel like I'm doing enough, or I'll feel like I am enough. And I feel like a lot of us struggle with that. A lot of us struggle with that. And I wonder what would happen if more people were open and honest about it. There's definitely a feeling with both of these cards that whatever you're struggling through, you don't need to keep it to yourself. If you don't want to, you don't need to go through it alone. And I think a lot of people could relate and understand what you're going through. I'm definitely someone who's dealt a lot with like associating my self-worth with how talented I am or how much success I have, or things like that. I still kind of deal with it sometimes. There's certain periods where that energy kind of comes back and I'm like, you again? I thought I healed you. But I don't know, the old frequency gets played sometimes. The old string gets plucked. I don't even know what I'm saying, but yes, I do. I'm just awkwardly laughing it away. But anyway, that seems to be a big area of reflection for your spiritual and personal growth this month. And I feel like when this area of your life gets revised, something frees up for you to go down the path you really want to go down. That's another thing that I see sometimes, is keeping busy so that you can say, I don't have time for this path because I'm too busy. I don't have time to follow my dreams. I'm so busy. I'll do it when I have time. It can be a form of self-sabotage, right? And it makes you not have to grapple with, oh, I'm actually just afraid to go down that path. That's a lot harder, I think, of a beast to tackle than just being like, no, I totally would pursue my dreams. I'm just busy. Yeah. Okay, group number 2. I think those are all the messages for you. So I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive readings. You can watch some of the extendeds of our YouTube readings, or you can watch both. So I'll have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the orange calcite and the Alchemia tarot, this is going to be a reading all about your month of July 2025. Before I started filming for your group, I had this clear visual in my mind's eye of an ice cream float. So I just wanted to mention that in case it's significant to somebody. I do feel like it's less about a literal ice cream float and more about what it represents and the feelings that came up with it, which is sort of this energy of indulging, treating yourself, doing something fun, and possibly even connecting to your inner child. So those could be themes for you in the month of July. But yeah, just wanted to share that little visual that came up. And let's get into your reading. The color green could be significant as well because the soda that I imagined it with was melon soda, which is a pretty popular drink in Japan and maybe in other places, and it's bright green. It doesn't really taste like melons, but it's pretty good. Okay, so let's roll some dice. What's going on for my group number 3s in July? We have the South Node in Sagittarius in the 3rd house. I had to ponder this energy for a bit, but it is giving the feeling of you zooming in on something. Okay, I just heard for some of you a major event or like a significant shift for you this month is forming an opinion on something that you previously weren't concerned about or didn't have an opinion about, maybe because of a lack of information, a lack of context. Maybe it just wasn't really something you were concerned about before or had given much thought to. But by the end of July, you have a fully formed opinion about it. There's also a feeling of being able to create nuance with something, but not allowing a clear opinion to get drowned out in the nuance. Like, for example, if you say, this is what I think about XYZ, but this is nuanced because you also have to consider this, and like, you know, this is also a factor, and there are some exceptions to this. And it's like, after so much of that, what are you even saying? Do you even have an opinion at this point? Or because now it's just so vague. So there's something about the balance of that. Are some of you writing a paper? Are you writing a think piece? Like, what's going on here? Let me know if this energy is ringing a bell for you. But it's striking that balance of, yes, I do have a clear opinion and this is what it is. And I am able to acknowledge that this is a nuanced topic, but not so much that what I'm saying loses any kind of substance. I really hope that that makes sense. Okay, so I guess it's like if I was doing a reading and I'm like, okay, so this card means XYZ, but it could also mean this. But it also doesn't have to. Like, it could be this sometimes, or maybe in general it's just like this. I don't know, like, take it if it resonates or not. You know, if I add too much context, it's like, okay, now what I'm saying is just becoming meaningless because I'm making it too broad. This is your theme of the month. What are you cooking? What are you working on? It could even be like if you're a creative person, you are thinking about what your genre is. And you don't want to get too hyper specific about it because that limits your creativity. But also, if it's too broad, then maybe people don't know what you are, and then maybe that makes it harder for people to find you. There's this like, how narrow do I want to make it, or how broad do I want to make it, and what would benefit me the most? There's this kind of energy coming through. Let's take a look at your oracle cards to see what's going on for you in the month of July. Okay, Miss Great Hammerhead, get ready to win. And we have this little first place badge. So, and this is the number 11, in case I didn't say that already. First place, some of you could literally be getting first place in some sort of contest, or be number 1 on a chart, or be at the top of a list, or be someone's top pick. Like, I'm thinking of a company. You are their first choice. You are their top pick. Or this could be you getting your first choice. Like, maybe you applied to 3 different places, but this one was really your number 1 choice, and that's the one that you get. There is some kind of victory that is happening here, and it's really proving to you how strong you are. We have you are free with the wildflower. So for many of you, this success and this victory is going to lead to you having more freedoms, or maybe your ability to get free from something or free yourself from something is the victory itself. Some of you could be getting out of an unfavorable contract. You could be getting out of an agreement. Some of you agreed to something when you didn't have enough information, and as the partnership played out, whether this is with another person or with a company or a group, the more you started to realize that it wasn't favorable or even wasn't fair to you, but like now you're stuck in it. There's that, well, you already agreed to this, so even if the conditions are not good or not fair to you, like you have to honor your commitment. And some of you are getting free from something like that. You are very powerful this month. There's an energy of people don't want to mess with you. People know better than to mess with you. I think you're going into this month very assertive about your expectations and what you want, the type of treatment you will and won't accept. And people are not messing with you. If someone was messing with you, they are not messing with you anymore because you've won. I'm just looking at this shark that's making a beeline to their destination, and all the other fish are getting out of their way. This could also be symbolic of you manifesting the dissolution of blockages, manifesting the elimination of resistance, like the path becoming clearer, the path becoming easier. From our astrology cards, we have Chiron, hurt and heal, and we have friendship with the moon in Cancer. There's someone or something that you no longer have to answer to, someone or something you no longer have to be stifled by. It's like you can do what you want, you can say what you want. I also really like these two cards together because it's like you're healing through friendship. You've been hurt in the past and your friends are helping you release the past wounds. For some of you, this message of you are free, you are stronger than you know, could also have to do with your healing. I think this will be a message for those of you who have felt like a certain wound or insecurity of yours was just always going to be there and you wouldn't be able to overcome it. You are proving that wrong in the month of July, and you are victorious over your past hurts. And somehow it feels like the way it's coming through is that your healing is the best form of revenge. That you're not concerned with getting back at someone. The fact that you're moving on and healing and thriving is your best revenge. I know it's not the nicest message, but I feel like there's someone who hurt you or betrayed you or mishandled is a weird way to say it, but I'm imagining you as this precious gem and they fumbled it, like they mishandled the precious gem. And so it would hurt them to see you thriving because it just proves what they fumbled. You know, if you moved on and didn't do well, whatever that means, then at least for that person, they could be like, oh, well, see, I didn't lose something that special. Like, so my fumble wasn't that bad after all. Like, to just soothe their ego. To see you thriving in the way that you're going to thrive, it's like they have to admit they fucked up. This is the kind of vibe I'm getting. And the best part about this revenge is that you don't have to actively interact with anyone from your past. Like, you just have to thrive. And I think there's a gratitude coming up this month, resurfacing. I think it's a gratitude that comes up over and over again for who your real friends are. Literally, as I'm saying this, a two-faced friend comes out. So the month of July, it is about reminding you who your real friends are. Archangel Michael could be significant because he just fell over. I honestly don't even think you care about getting revenge. At least not in the month of July. I feel like you're just ready to move on. You're ready to focus on yourself and your true friends. We have clouds, temporary problems. You're feeling optimistic. You're feeling like the future is bright. You're feeling like there are better days ahead, because there are. And we also have Tiger. You're focused. You're focused on something. I would love to know what you are cooking up and what you are formulating. It seems like you are writing something. You are forming an opinion. You are designing something. You are curating something. Some of you, another example that's coming to my mind is like someone starting a YouTube channel. And they're like, I have so many interests. I want to figure out what my niche is, but I don't want to put myself in a box too much. So it's like, do I just talk about this one thing? Or do I expand and talk about my wider interests? How much do I zoom in or zoom out? Sorrow over a loss. Like you've lost a fake friend. But now you're free and now you're focused. You're like this tiger who has razor sharp focus on something. I also think it's interesting that whoever has hurt you is coming through as a cat and you are coming through as a tiger. Obviously with the tiger being bigger, stronger, more ferocious, more powerful. Same thing with the hammerhead shark compared to all these little tiny fishies. I'm really thinking of that expression, a lion doesn't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. A lion probably also doesn't concern themselves with like getting revenge on a sheep or proving themselves to a sheep. The lion just goes on with their life and is a badass lion. And the sheep cries because the sheep fumbled the lion. Someone fumbled you. That is coming through from my group number 3s. This is a really specific energy. So if this is not your group, I get it. This one is going to be specific, I think. The letter C could be significant because we have Chiron, cat, clouds. That could be in someone's name or the name of a place. We also have H, like hurt, heel, hammerhead. Someone born in the year of the tiger or the year of the rabbit could be significant. And also, tiger and rabbit was 2022 and 2023. So those years could have been significant for you as well. Libra rising could be significant. Moon in Cancer or Chiron in Cancer. Okay, so we are going to look at the specific areas of your life now. Starting with your love life and relationships. And we have the Ace of Cups. Yep, this is such a strong confirmation of a fresh start for you, of healing, of true friendship. You're ready to move on. You're ready to move on from past hurts. I think July is the month where you really put things to rest and move on. And I'm also hearing cords are being cut. So there's certain people or certain past energies that literally cannot get to you anymore, cannot influence you anymore. There's certain people who will no longer have access to your energy and can no longer pull on your energy. So you're heavily protected. Speaking your truth is becoming a lot easier. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more you do it, the more you see how I'm hearing your true friends delight in you speaking your truth. It's almost like, I've been waiting to hear this from you. I've been waiting to hear you really speak what's on your heart. We have 3 cards coming out for your career, which fell on my lap. I always feel like that's a good sign because there's that expression of something falling into your lap and it means kind of manifesting easily or effortlessly or perhaps suddenly. And look at these beautiful energies. We have another ace. Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Empress. Yes, there's an idea that you're formulating. You're deciding what statement you want to make. This is my worldview. This is my statement. This is my message. You're deciding what your message is with this Ace of Swords and like the earlier messages we were talking about with the dice. You're deciding what your message is. You believe in your message and you're moving forward with confidence to convey that message to the world, I want to say. And this is bringing you abundance and prosperity. Wow. I'm telling you, group number 3, you're powerful. You are stronger than you know. You really could be gaining recognition and being number 1 in something. You could be named number 1 of the top, whatever it is that you do in your profession. You have the energy of someone who cleans up at an award show. Like they just win all the categories or like the country that wins gold in every Olympic sport. Like, that's the vibe that you have this month. People will be bragging that they know you. I also heard that. Even if they literally spoke to you once, they'll be like, oh my God, like I know them. Oh my God, I went to school with them. But like, you never talked. So there's some buzz around you. For your spiritual and personal growth, we have the Death card. Exactly. You're ready to move on. You're ready to put the old story to bed. It's like you're holding a funeral for the past. Rest in peace. Yep. Okay, we're gonna get some oracle cards to further elaborate on these energies as well. I also heard, and I think this is you saying this, I'm not even trying to be mean. There's just no place for you in my life anymore. You know, this is not me being, I think vindictive is the word. Like, well, you hurt me, so I'm not gonna let you back in. It's not, it's that you literally, like, where would you even fit in my life? Like, I've moved on. I don't know who this is, but someone fumbled you and they are regretting it. But it seems that there is no longer a place for them. Anyway, let's get clarification on this Ace of Cups. This could be a new relationship, a new love. Could be with yourself. If you are, I want to say if you're ready to explore new romance, that is definitely in the air for you. The start of a new relationship. Overall, I think the main message of the Ace of Cups is that you are feeling very loved. Your heart is very full. Your cup is very full. Full of your own self-love, definitely. Full of love from your true friends. And if you are ready and if you are open to the possibility and if you are single and looking, there is the potential for romance in the air as well. We have talent. This is the exact card that group number 2 got for love life and relationships. So that's interesting. There's a parallel with group number 2. I am feeling a similar message in the sense that someone could be approaching you because they are drawn to your talent. Or if you commit to sharing your talents with the world, it will lead you to a significant person. I think you're also striking a balance because you are meant to share your talents with the world. That is what's going to bring you this success and prosperity and recognition. And I think another big theme and focus for this month and probably for the next while moving forward is this idea of, yes, I am doing this for you, but I'm just as much doing this for me. I'm thinking of a DJ just because it's like, obviously you want to play music that you like, but you also have to think about what the crowd likes first and foremost. So there's this balance of like, I'm sharing my talents. I want to do so in a way that's fulfilling to me. I want to do what I think is interesting, what I think is compelling, what I think is fun, what I think is meaningful, but also I want to answer to your needs and expectations too. And I know I can do both. I just have to think about the balance. But something that's really sweet is that when you've found your people, when you've found your community, when you found your audience, let's say, more often than not, what they'll say to you is, I just want you to do what makes you happy. I just want you to share your talents in whatever way feels good to you. I also heard, like, I'm not used to that level of freedom. That balance is maybe becoming easier. Wow, I heard for so much of your life. So I really feel like for a lot of my group number 3s, this reading goes beyond just July. This could be a lifelong theme, this balance of what I want versus what you want. What I want versus what you want. It's the constant dance in my life. And now I'm with this person, or I'm with these people who are saying, what I want from you is whatever you want to do. What I want for you is for you to be happy and do what comes naturally to you. It's almost like I don't feel like I need to compromise. And I used to think that compromise was just at the foundation of every relationship. Like, you just have to accept that it's not always gonna be easy, and that you're gonna have to choose, like, what I want or what you want. And now it's the same thing. Now you want what I want, and you want me to just do what makes me happy. And I'm not used to that freedom. That's beautiful. You could have a spirit guide who appears with a bluish glow or a blue light around them. We have blue flowers and blue leaves here as well, so they may appear to you through blue things in your surroundings. What can we know about your career path or your studies in the month of July? We have clarity. Love that. You are getting clarity about the way forward in your career. And in this clarity, I feel certainty as well. I'm certain that I'm doing the right thing. There's definitely a place for trial and error in our career path, but that's not what you're doing here. You're choosing something, you're choosing a very specific angle with intention. You're not saying, I'm going to try this path and see if it works. You're like, I know I want this path and I'm going to make it work. So this clarity comes from a belief in yourself as well. I've probably said this a million times, but it's coming back, like figuring out the scale at which you want to grow your career or grow your business, and refusing to buy into this idea that the bigger the better. The bigger you can grow your business, the better. The bigger you can, grow your fan base, the better. The higher position you can get in a company, the better. The more money you can make, the better. We tend to assume things like that sometimes, but at some point, bigger could mean more burden, more stress, more loneliness. In a weird way, like more disconnection from your true self, isolation. Just sometimes it's not worth it to just grow more and more and more. So I feel like you're very deliberate about the scale at which you want to do something. I'm getting chariot vibes, even though the chariot isn't here. Because it's like forward motion and progress, all the while checking in with your emotions, listening to your gut, and letting that guide you. Obviously, she's not here right now in this reading, but maybe you've noticed the chariot appears in your readings, or you might start to notice it coming up for you moving forward. And that's really what the Empress is all about. It's real abundance. And abundance is not just about make as much money as you can or grow as big as you can, because it has to take into account emotional considerations as well. If you're a shell of a person, that's not abundance. If your money or your quest for money controls you, that's not abundance. If you become at the mercy of the giant name you've created for yourself and you can't escape that identity anymore and you're chained to it, that's not abundance. True abundance is freedom. I think this is Kino's personal opinion. So you don't have to listen, but that's what I think. Oh, the doorbell's ringing. But yeah, that feels very limiting, would you not say? What is this? Woo! It's a tarot deck. Or actually, I think it's an oracle deck. It's from Sacred Scribe Publishing, whom I love very much. Oh, we're definitely gonna use this. I think at the end of your reading, we will pull one from this deck. This just arrived in the middle of your reading. I love it. Angelic Realms. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at your spiritual and personal growth, and then we will get a message from your angels. Group number 3's spiritual and personal growth. We have fertility. We have death and we have fertility. For some of you, this fertility could be literal. Like some of you could be, especially with the Empress here, she also represents fertility, motherhood. So if you've been, well, maybe you already are expecting, or if you've been wanting to have a child, this could be a positive sign for you. Like our body is literally fertile, but it can also indicate that your ideas are being planted in fertile soil. And by the way, please feel free to claim both if both of those resonate with you. I'm noticing as well that the death god is carrying, I think it's called a scythe. A scythe is an agricultural hand tool for mowing grass or harvesting crops. It was historically used to cut down or reap edible grains before they underwent the process of threshing. And there's also a Lenormand card with a scythe on it, if I remember correctly. The scythe represents harvesting, a time when we are reaping the rewards of our past actions. It can mean a moment of taking stock of what we have accomplished, of self-judgment and reckoning. We must look backward to understand what we can best do to move forward and learn from what has been completed. Therefore, the scythe can also signal a closure in that sense. I'm imagining you, like you are riding the horse into a new era. And with your scythe, you have you've reaped what you can from the past, the lessons, the blessings, the challenges. You've gotten everything you can out of it. And now you're clearing the way for new crops to be planted. Yeah, you're totally, I'm a broken record, but you're totally ready to move on and start a new era. And at the bottom of the deck, we have truth. So that's reminding me of that message of you starting to speak your truth more and that becoming easier and easier for you. There may be certain things that now that an era of your life is finished, you can finally talk honestly about it. When you were in the midst of that situation, maybe it didn't feel right or appropriate to say certain things that were on your mind, but now that it's over, it's like, can I be honest? That was actually really stressful. That was actually really frustrating. There's something like that. After some time has passed, it becomes easier to speak on it. Don't rush the sharing of your truth, by the way. It will come out when it's ready to. And right away is not always the right time. Immediately after is not always the right time. Sometimes some time needs to pass. I'm imagining a situation where, I don't know, maybe my friend said something that upset me in a hypothetical situation. And maybe if I tell them after some time has passed, the wound isn't as fresh, it doesn't feel as confrontational, and maybe you can have a better discussion about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but back then, when you said blah, 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 kind of hurt my feelings, kind of upset me. Oh, really? You can have a more, I guess, detached conversation about it, and maybe that's actually a better way for your truest of truths to come out. So that's a message for some of you. Don't rush the speaking of your truth. The truth is also in the timing. There's like a divine timing for it to come out, to be most aligned with the truth of what's in your heart. I'm just trying to open this deck with some scissors, but my scissors are quite dull. Okay. Ah, it's so pretty. We're opening up the Angelic Realms Oracle. And I think we'll read from the guidebook as well because it is a new deck. Look at her. Okay, let's get a final card for my group number 3s. What is something that my group number 3s can keep in mind as they move into the month of July? And just moving forward in general, because I honestly feel like this reading is not just for July. We have heavenly codes. The energy of heaven is within me. Number 8. And we have, I guess these were stuck together. Number 7 and number 8 could be significant. We have cherub blessings. Cherubim's arrow meets my heart space. So the cherub blessings is on page 22. We are cute, we are sweet, a nice little treat. We are wise, we are kind, you'll never be left behind. The cherub angels, also known as the cherubim, are a group of angels that are said to guard the gates of heaven as well as the universal records. Humans often see them as baby angels. Oh, speaking of, for those of you who are having children, just something about baby angels, it made me think of spirit babies, and it's very cute. Humans often see them as baby angels with small, white, feathery wings. Cherub angels help humans grow spiritually with the grace of Source and motivate us to pursue more holy energy within our lives. These angelic beings are ranked among higher orders within the divine realms and appear to those who are embarking on a new spiritual journey and/or awakening. If you have recently been exploring the spiritual realms or diving into your own spiritual growth, then call in the cherub angels to support you on your path to healing and divine expansion. Okay, and for heavenly codes, we can see your heavenly codes. They radiate, they light up the world, Earth Angel. You came here to love all. Us as humans all perceive heaven in various ways. All of us have our own unique lens and beliefs about the universe, source, and spirit. No matter what we believe, what we choose to label it as, there's no denying that there is a source of all that exists. This energy is so high frequency. It is all. It is pure love. It is bliss. This is how we view heaven. Heaven is a place where the angels and source reside. It is a realm of endless possibility where beautiful things are created and weaved into existence. You came from heaven, so heaven is always within you. You carry these codes everywhere you go. You carry them throughout so many different lifetimes, on various planets, through so many selective realms. Because you carry this energy within you, you have the ability to remember heaven, tap into heaven, and create your very own heaven on earth for yourself. Your angels are encouraging you to tap into that source energy and find that peace within you. You are always in control of your own energy. You get to decide how you wish to respond, create, and who gets access to your little piece of heaven. That just made me emotional for some reason. It's so sweet. Who gets access to your little piece of heaven? It's time to create the life you want for yourself. Your angels are cheering you on. You deserve all the peace, love, and happiness. There's no need to settle for anything less. Wow. And yeah, the pages of these passages is 22, 23, 24, 25. I wonder if these could be significant days in the month of July. So from the oh, and isn't that when the new moon is? Yes, it is. The new moon is happening on the 24th, and it seems like the dates between the 22nd and the 25th could be significant for you. So, group number 3s, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch full-length exclusive pick a card readings, some of the extendeds to our YouTube readings, or both. That's going to be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to everyone who appeared in this reading, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. Wishing you a wonderful month of July and onwards. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.